Hey guys, JC the Sniper again. And this video is a little bit different and kind of out of character. But it's kind of fun. It's something that I've been doing recently. And I was going to talk about this lockpick set I got. Which I think is pretty sweet. It's got all these lockpicks. They swing out and this handle locks them in and out. So you get 3 rakes. Like a jiggler, a rough rake, and I don't know the name for this rake, but just another little generic rake. No, you can't see those real great. And then you get a hook pick. Let me see if I can get something behind this to show it up. Well, that's not going to work. And that'll work a little bit. So you got your jiggler, rough rake, another little rake, hook, and I don't know the name of that one either, and kind of a diamond pick and another little hook diamond pick. So you got 7 picks and they all fold up nicely in this little handle, and then it comes with 2 tension wrenches, which also fit nicely in the handle, so kind of cool. And recently I've been practicing with this and I've gotten pretty good at it. I can pick a 5-pin lock as long as it doesn't have too many security pins. Like a 5-pin lock with 2 security pins I can get in 30 seconds to a minute most of the time. And this is my favorite one, this little jiggler type one. I like it. And I went ahead and made up a lock board, which is kind of not the fanciest, but it's just a lock in a board, and it allows me to work on picking locks and practice without having to have it outside and doing all that jazz. So it's kind of cool, and you know, it's really not that difficult once you get the hang of it. Although at this angle it's going to be a little bit difficult. Let's see. There we go. Bam. Lock-picked. And this is just a standard lock that you can get at Walmart. And it's a 5-pin lock. Pretty easy for me to pick, as you can see there. Doesn't take too much effort at all. And some of these I've gotten really quickly at it. As you can see, that's happening very, very quickly. So, first of all, if you are using these to lock your house up, not a very good idea. I definitely recommend an upgrade from these locks. These are just the little mountain hardware locks from Walmart. So if I can pick that, you know, in 2 seconds with my little lockpick tool, and you know, not a whole lot of experience at this, someone more experienced than me get it even faster, which is pretty much irrelevant once you get down to like 2 seconds. So that's not good. The quick set locks that we have in our doors here at the house are a little bit better. They take me a little bit longer to pick, 30 seconds to a minute, like I said, for those quick sets. And they're also a 5-pin lock, but I'm guessing they have more security pins than this one. This one probably has 1 or 2, probably just 1, and those on our doors probably have maybe 2 or 3, which makes it a little bit more difficult. And then this is how this goes back together. These just pop in here and sit right on top of each other, and that locks in nicely. And you've got a compact little tool with your tension wrenches and 7 lockpicks in it. So that's pretty fancy. And this is made by RCS Tool Company. So I'm sure you can find these online. I picked it up at a gun show. Pretty cheap, so You can probably find those. And of course there's multiple lock picking sets out there. One thing that I found really interesting though just about this is how easy it is. It takes practice, but other than that, I mean, it doesn't really require any sort of special skills. You just have to develop that feel for the lock and where the tumblers are and which ones to pick. You just saw me rake this open a few times. I can single pin pick this too, but it's a little bit slower and more difficult to do, especially at the angle I'm doing with this camera. So I opted not to do that on camera because that'd be embarrassing. But anyway, I guess that's about it on the lock picking. I think it's a lot of fun. However, I would say before you purchase one of these, make sure you check with your state laws, because some places these are illegal. Indiana and Kentucky, which are where I'm frequently around, their laws, it's okay. In Kentucky and Indiana, our statutes pretty much say that it's illegal to possess burglars' tools, which they define as tools commonly used in the commissions of burglaries, robberies, etc., which could basically apply to, you know, a screwdriver or a glass cutter or a crowbar, almost any tool really, but particularly lockpicks, because they're lockpicks and they could use for that kind of thing. But it makes it illegal to possess them with the intent to use them for a crime. So in Indiana and Kentucky you're pretty safe, because as long as your intention isn't to commit a crime, like they don't catch you getting ready to break into a building somewhere you shouldn't be with the picks in your pocket, then you don't get charged with possession of burglary tools. Some states, DC in particular, it's illegal to possess lockpicks. And then there's places like Virginia where, you know, possession of a set of burglar's tools is a felony. In Indiana and Kentucky it's just a misdemeanor, but in Virginia it's a felony, and it's pretty much at the discretion of the police officer whether they feel like arresting you for it the way their law is written, which I'm not a big fan of. Being a Justice Administration student, I hear a lot of that kind of stuff, and I'm not a big fan of laws which put my arrest at the discretion of police officers, particularly for something like carrying a set of lockpicks, which I can carry for a multitude of legal purposes. But that's the way it is. So anyway, lockpicking, fun and not that difficult. Kind of fun to get into, and you can test your home locks. And when you get to the point where you can pick your lock in less than a second, you can upgrade your locks. So, anyway, guess that's about it. JC the Sniper, signing out.